Hey, I'm Shelly.
And I'm Angela.
And this is Real Talk Dating Exposed,
where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of dating in your 40s.
Okay, on this episode, you and I will screenshot things to each other and send them through our days that we're in these Facebook groups, right? Like, yeah. And there's a lot of anonymous posts that go on where people are looking for advice. And you and I come across some, and sometimes we're just like, oh my God, can you believe this? Let's send it to each other. And then finally we were like, you know what? We need to do a podcast about some of these topics.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
it's wild.
It's wild what goes on out there. So
relationships, what people will post.
And I get it's anonymous, but I still feel like even anonymously, I'm not sure I would
rely on the Facebook groups.
Yeah, like kind of throw it out to Facebook, but I get it. It's like free therapy, right? But for us, it's like free content.
Free content. All right.
So
the first one.
Start with the first
This one is posted in regards to Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So this woman says, I need to vent because I'm so sad my husband didn't get me anything for Valentine's Day. I sound so superficial, but I'm really not. Unfortunately, he is sick today, and I understand he can't do much, but I had booked a reservation a month ago at a restaurant I've been wanting to try. I booked it for lunch so we could go while the kids were at school and have our own time before we had to pick them up. But we didn't want to go and get others sick. Understandable. Well, today has turned into me taking the kids on and doing all the Valentine's activities I had planned for them on my own. I feel so stupid for even saying this, but I thought maybe he'd even get me flowers delivered or anything, but he didn't. Not even mentioning ordering dinner in or anything. In the past, he used to try, but over the years, his passion for me has dimmed slowly. So I guess I'm just accepting that maybe our love has changed. I just want to cry and curl up in bed.
So there was no question at the end of that. It was just like
she's venting.
Dear diary. Yeah. Okay. So
I don't mean to laugh, but like it's fucking
so
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
My thought is like, it's just another day. But if you're relying on this day to feel all the love, then it's not about the day.
But more importantly, I agree. But then this is where I think most relationships lose me, or where I see them start to go fucking south, is why are you not talking about it? Like, if you honestly feel like for some reason Valentine's Day is like the mecca of fucking days, right? To like feel the love and feel all the feels and be with your hubby and do all the things, then fucking say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like after, be like, hey, it really bothered me that I did this with the kids by myself. And like, it really also bothered me that I kind of feel like as like time's gone on, you care less to like it made me, it triggered me to recognize that maybe we aren't connected as we used to be. And I'd love to work on that. You know what I mean? Not even like pointing fingers, just kind of like addressing where you're at. And I get that that's not always easy, but I feel like how does any successful relationship operate without that kind of communication?
But also she prefaced it with, he is sick. So it's also like, he's fucking posted up in bed.
Yeah.
Like,
but don't you feel like it's a precursor for something deeper?
Yeah, that was like my whole thing. It's like, this isn't about the Valentine's Day.
It's obviously not.
It's 100% more than that. But to your point, like, if that's important to you, then communicate around it.
For sure. And the context too, I kind of sense that it's like she probably manages most of the kids' stuff.
Yes.
You know, so maybe that's another point of contention.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is for a lot of moms, right? Like, dude, being a mom's fucking hard. And like, I wouldn't know, but I watch my sister and I watch you, and there's like a lot, you know what I mean? Like, and moms are super women, but like, if you need help, then like
ask for it.
Ask guys that too.
Guys are not going to, most men are not going to be like, oh, let me do this for you. They need to be told or asked. And I feel like most men would be like, oh, okay, you need help with that? Just tell me.
For sure.
You know? So
again, we're not minimizing the emotions around this, right? I think where you and I differ from someone like this, Miss Anonymous number one, is that like we're doers and not fixers, but like if we're feeling some type of way, then we're gonna like do something about it.
Yeah.
Or like communicate it out. That way we're not like just kind of
holding
in this
it
like,
in.
Let me get this out, but I'm not really looking for a solution. I just kind of
Because I guarantee what happened is that night she's like aggressively loading up the dishwasher. I mean, I used to be that girl.
Yeah.
I would be like taking out the trash and like slamming the door and like making it obvious that I'm doing all these things because
you're annoyed, but you weren't talking.
But I'm not
around
communicating about it. Yeah. So
So
I've been there, but you just got to speak up. Okay, number 2. What do you do if you hate your husband's style? The biggest offender, you ask? Well, it's his tennis shoes. Tennis shoes with jeans, tennis shoes at nice dinner dates, tennis shoes all day, every day, even coupled with some hybrid shorts. But what's worse is the tennis shoes and ankle socks. I've only said something a couple of times when we were going out, but on Valentine's Day, he wore his tennis shoes to a nice restaurant. It's extremely unattractive to me. I die inside. This does not speak to the level of obsession or love that I am with my husband. But my question and dilemma is this. I bought him a pair of shoes the other day, and when they arrive, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt his feelings. But I also think it's okay to have one pair of nice shoes. He is 36, so he's not so old. What do we think about?
Wait, first of all, what are hybrid shorts? Do we know what a hybrid short
I think
is?
hybrid shorts are like your athletic / golf shorts that could be like both, right?
Okay,
Justin? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Justin, I don't know. Okay, not really sure. Again, I don't. Oh. Okay, so I will say when I moved here from Jersey to Arizona, I was like shocked at how like you could show up at like Steak 44 with like jeans and like flip flops on. Like things are more casual out here. I think in general,
yeah,
even nicer places, right? So I feel like I sold all my Louboutins because I'm like I don't fucking need these anymore. Yeah. I don't wear heels out here. I get like, you know, maybe the standard out here is a little different than some other places. Again.
I would just say something.
I agree. I feel like we also know we have big mouths, but like I would be like, babe, love you, love your shoes. Like, but like we're not doing that. You need to, you know, buy him a pair.
Which she did, but
then she feels bad.
But like
she's gonna hurt his feelings. Well, like if his feelings are hurt over sneakers, you have bigger fucking problems.
But also like you can't just buy him the shoes and expect him to wear them. Like I think that there 100% needs to be a conversation around this, and I think it's all about how you approach it, right? Like
agree.
If the guy I'm with was like, hey, I actually don't really love that dress, but like, I think you look amazing in this. I'd be like, noted.
For sure.
You know?
I mean, we might get offended. I feel like if someone said that to me, I'd probably be like, go fuck yourself.
If someone
if they were like, I don't love that dress, but you look great. And I'll be like, okay, is that your way you want me to take it off? I feel like if someone told me to change my outfit, I would fucking hate that. But like, if there was a staple, like, like, I don't know. Now that it's flipping around, I feel like I would get maybe offended. So let me chat through this. Like, if someone told me like I really hate those jeans you wear all the time, like, what would it be?
Well, I don't think you say you hate them. I think you just say like, hey, I know you love these, but I would really love to see you wear these. Would you be open to trying these on more often or wearing these more often? I mean,
yeah, I think more or less, it's like you're not trying to say I hate what you're doing. I just hate that you're doing it every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
those look great on you. That's awesome. But like, can we add some variety? Like let's zhuzh it up a little bit,
or just look waist up.
Yeah.
Don't look down at his feet.
Don't look at his feet. But again, I find it interesting that you're married to someone and you can't have that fucking conversation. Why does that trigger? Like to me, that's very bizarre.
Yeah, it is. It is weird.
Right?
Me. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I
don't understand.
Just have a conversation.
Number 3.
All right.
Oh boy. Okay. My husband convinced me to be a stay-at-home mom, wife, and 6 years later, he sold my car. I have no life outside of the home. I have to beg him for money just for necessities like tampons and pads, and I don't know where to start to leave. Any tips for navigating leaving? He's not violent, and I don't think he'd ever be, and he knows I've been wanting to leave for a while, but is banking on me not being able to because I have no money.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I can't imagine a world where I ever put myself in a situation where I have to ask for money for tampons.
Totally. But in all fairness to her, right? Like, I'm sure it wasn't this like overnight thing. It was a gradual, like revoking of
privileges.
Rights and privileges, as we dare say, like privileges as in like getting yourself a tampon.
You don't have a car?
Yeah. But like, so obviously this has been happening over time, right?
Yeah.
So like, and with kids, she probably got caught up and whatever. Like, I'm not knocking her, faulting her for where she's at, giving up the job, and then slowly everything starts going from there to where he's obviously in full control. So
her question is, how does she get out of it? You just go with a friend, go with family. There are women's shelters out there. I mean, I think you just have to figure it out.
For sure.
I mean,
but before that even happens, and I don't know if there's more to it, she says she feels like he wouldn't be violent, which is still like a scary comment and a weird thing to say to someone you're married to, in my opinion, because then it's like, do you even really know who he is? Mm-hmm. But dare I say, the first step should be like communicating, like, hey, I feel trapped. I feel like a second-class citizen. I feel like I have no rights in this relationship. Like, do you start there? Or do you feel like she's insinuating that that's all been done?
I mean, I think yes, you start there. But I think if you're posting this, like
You're at your you're at the
and
finish.
it could also be a situation where like you go get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Like, and then you save your money or
But
you hide
then who
money.
watches the kids?
I mean, there's a way.
Agree.
You figure it all out. Yeah. But
I think the bigger thing is if you're feeling that trapped and like you want to leave, you have to at some point in your life. Like I think you have to take control of your life, right? Like regardless of kids, husband, whatever. If no one's coming to save you,
right.
So you have to save yourself,
Right.
Does that sound harsh? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've been in tough situations. We all have our shit, right?
Okay.
It's like you have to be firm enough to be like, this is not okay. I'm in control. What am I going to do about it? It's not going to be fucking easy.
Yeah, I agree.
But you have control. Whether you feel like it or not,
you do.
You do.
Yeah. Agree.
And you take baby steps to figure it out.
All right, next.
Okay. Happily married for over 20 years and very much still in love with my husband. They have a very healthy sex life.
Okay.
But she has developed a high school type major crush on her husband's best friend. They've known each other since the 90s. They talk and go out to lunch often. They as in her husband and his friend. The friend is a very attractive man, and her husband knows that, and he has asked her several times if she thinks his friend is good looking, and she's always said yes. Her husband is not jealous. Best friend is going through a divorce right now, and for some reason, she has developed a huge crush on him. Her husband is a good man, amazing dad, and treats her like a queen. She sees this guy often, and she also texts him often because their kids are on the same sports team. She wants to stop thinking about him, can't stop thinking about him, and she doesn't know how to let this crush die down. I think she just needs to fuck him.
Angela! Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, so is there a piece? So this is where I feel like I haven't been married for 20 years, right? Like, is there a point where you just like, is it normal to start feeling this way? I still want to say no.
I don't think so.
I know. I
don't think so. And I also don't feel like this isn't the first, I'm assuming here, but like she's known him for 20 years.
Yeah. So there's been
this isn't the first time. I think the caveat is now that he's going through a divorce, like
now she's thinking like, oh, is he available? Yeah.
Is this an option for me? Do you tell your husband?
I know. I feel like, how could you? That's his best friend.
Can't. Yeah.
And then that would be weird.
But I feel like she's got to stop texting him and maybe even put herself in a situation where like, if he's going to be around, she's not around.
Agree. But then that may start like pose questions from if they're used to coexisting and if it's his best friend,
but
they're probably doing
like
things.
Best friend, he's getting a divorce. She could be like, just have a guys' night. Like, go do your thing.
For sure. Well, I think at the end of the day, you need to check yourself as to why you're feeling the need to be interested in another man when you're married. And if you're are you happily married? Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, what does that term mean? Because I feel like to me, if I'm saying I'm happily married, I'm not crushing on my fucking husband's best friend.
No.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, he's good looking. I've known him for 20 years. Like,
yeah,
we're all, you know what I mean?
But like, you're not thinking about him.
You're not thinking about him in that way, like, and crushing on him. So I feel like you need to assess like what's lacking in your relationship.
Yeah.
I get it. Listen, 20 years is a long time, right? Like I get dynamics shift. Does the spark fade? I mean, to a degree, I've heard like it evolves, right? It's not about fading. It looks different. It's different.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you should be leaning into that and then recognizing maybe what feelings are you feeling with this person, and then how do you maneuver that and shift that back into your relationship?
Yeah, you shut it down. That is not okay.
It's not okay.
Not okay. All right, this is a good one.
All right.
Struggling to have conversations with my husband when he comes home from work or when we are alone. He doesn't want to talk about work. What do you talk to your husbands about to keep the conversation going? We're both in separate therapy sessions, but he doesn't want to talk about that either. She's asking us how to have a conversation with her husband.
Okay, again, this is to me so sad, and I'm sorry. And again, I feel like it is almost a glimpse into a lot of marriages.
Yeah.
Dare I say that? Where it's like, I don't know if she's a stay-at-home mom, but like he works all day. It's just a hashtag disconnect, right?
Well, and like if you're working all day, the last thing you're going to want to do is talk about fucking work. But
when you get home,
But I think the problem is like she doesn't know who he is. he doesn't know who she is.
I
So,
mean,
like, they have nothing to talk about. You know what you do? You go get a hobby together.
but like
and
at this, dare I say, like, why the fuck are you married?
Yeah.
At what point did you
Did you
walk down
ever-
an aisle
yeah.
and feel like this is gonna make sense for my future when they walks in, like your significant other or your husband or wife walks through the door and you don't even know how to have a fucking
Yeah,
conversation?
you don't know what to talk about.
I feel like
that's bad.
it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to be considerate. No, I guess I'm really not. I just don't see a world where that makes sense to me. And I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, right? Like get a hobby. I agree, but to me that's such a bigger issue, right? Like you're struggling to like, so what are you doing? Sitting on the couch, not talking, eating dinner, not talking? Like
Probably.
yeah, that's sad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But also, like, what are you doing on the weekends? Like, there's just so many things here.
What is
But
your
to
common
point-
ground? Yeah.
But to your point, like, their relationship likely has always been this way. Now, just over time in the separation, like, it's becoming more and more apparent. But I mean,
Yeah,
you-
I know.
I
I mean,
don't-
I feel listen, it's easy for relationships to shift and like dynamics to change over time, right? It is not easy to stay connected for extended periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you find yourself questioning like what to talk about with your significant other, I mean, to me, that's just signs so much that there's like, they should probably be doing therapy together.
100%.
But I'm not mad
Yeah.
at the idea of what are you doing together to like,
Yeah, just like break up your life, right? Because he's probably bored the fuck out of his mind. She's bored the fuck out of, like, they're both probably feeling very lonely and isolated.
yeah.
So, hey, as this woman posting this, like, go schedule a pickleball or go schedule a hiking or go
Like,
rent
go on a date
razor,
night.
go a date and just go do something,
Yeah.
you know, and break up the monotony
Monotony.
of the day and the life. And like, then you have something to talk about that's fresh and not like, how was your day? Oh, it was good. How was your day? What do you have going on tomorrow? Blah, blah. You
Yeah.
know, like that.
I just couldn't see a world, and I guess maybe it's different, right? And this goes back to like, everyone should be grateful for where they're at because you never know, like, I think everyone wants what they don't have sometimes, right? So like
Yeah.
we can sit here or I could be like, oh, I'm single at 42, but like at the end of the day, I'm living my best life in so many ways. Or you could be in relationships like that. And I feel bad for whoever that is. But at the end of the day, like I don't want that. You know what I
No.
mean? So
yeah,
like
you're better off alone.
agree.
Yeah.
So like, and dare I say maybe she is too. I don't know. But like to me, that's settling for like mediocrity in a relationship that I'm like, what I mean,
What's the point here?
yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
you know, and I just feel like that could be the context of a lot of relationships these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
We loved this. I know we've put a couple like posts out to say if you have scenarios or anything that you want to chat through, we will always maintain the anonymity.
Anonymity?
Losing my words.
Anonymity? Yeah.
But yeah, if you want advice or anything like that, because we love to give our perspective and
Totally. Yeah. So if there's
Yeah.
anything that you want us to comment or talk about on another episode, drop it in our comments.
comments, message, DM, email, all of our contact information is out there. So thanks for tuning in. If you're not following us, be sure to follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
All audio platforms.
Thanks for tuning in.